use and abuse them and abuse. Hello, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. We are talking about affordable housing while living here in America, and we know the rent is too doggone high. It is through the roof, child. It is through the roof. And so every Sunday and Monday, I come on here and we talk affordable housing. We find out what's out there in the USA for affordable housing for our American citizens. Because our theme song, what's our theme song? Living in America, living in America. And we can't sing it as happy as James Brown once sang it. Why? Why? Because the rent is too dang on high. So I created this community trying to prevent and reduce homelessness one person at a time, guys, one person. And I ask you, it starts right here with our community, that you pass the baton, you spread it on, you spread the love, you spread the information, you let people know about the information that I give, the channel here, all of that, all right? And then come back each week and we'll find out what's out there together. Hello, 3000. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys, so let's get started because we have quite a few states, all right, that is building the affordable housing that you guys are looking for and asking for, and some of them are less than $1,000 a month, all right, and some are cheaper than that, all right, really, really on the low. All right, so a lot of them is close to about 1,000, but some of them are actually $750 and a little bit less, all right. So the very first thing we have is Houston, Texas. Yes, St. Elizabeth Place, guys, is leasing right now. They have immediate move-ins right now. All right. It is a transformed hospital. It is being repurposed. Well, it is repurposed for mixed income apartments. All right. So low income or middle class, so-called moderate middle class. It is a hospital that has turned into apartments. It is big and it is for immediate move-ins, okay? The very next place on our list is Oakland, California. For my California people, city leaders have approved money for 10 housing projects for Alameda County. All right, a lot of my subscribers are right there in California. This is going to be for the Alameda County homeless residents. All right, so this is big. When and where, do not know the details yet, but I'll keep you informed, all right? Also in California, guys, there is Parkside at Savory City. This is a housing project in West Placer. It is now taking applications for rental units and also home ownership opportunities, guys. Where you want to go is you want to go over to Housing Trust Placer, PLACER.org/Park Sabre, SABRE. All right, that's California. Moving on to Pima County, Arizona, they have been approved for affordable housing. When and where, not said yet. Although we talked previously about Arizona, you guys want to look through a couple Sundays playlists for those of you who are needing housing in Arizona, especially since the Section 8 housing choice voucher in Tucson has closed their waiting list because they are at capacity. All right, so I talked a lot about things being developed in Arizona and some of those previous videos. Okay, so new builds in Arizona. All right, but this particularly has been approved for Pima County. All right, guys, for our teachers, yes, for our teachers, because some of our teachers are struggling to afford housing, there are some communities, different states that are stepping up, yes, to help our teachers. So there's different school communities and districts that are bringing together affordable housing. So for their staff in Arkansas, Bentonville to be exact, There's a partnership that is formed to create housing for $750 a month. All right, for 2 bedrooms. $750, guys. Also, $1,000 for a family cottage. So they have cottages and they also have apartments. And this is going to be for teachers exclusively. So 120 apartments in Arkansas and 40 colleges are to be available for those eligible under the federal low tax income credit. All right, let me tell you something big about this. Hang on a second, because I think I have my music up a little loud. I hadn't realized. I have it in the background, but it is high. All right, so for our teachers, guys, we were talking about 120 apartments and 40 cottages in Arkansas, and these teachers can opt to pay more. So if you could pay either the $750 for the apartment, or you could pay $1,000 for the family cottage that they have, so 40 cottages, or you can opt to pay a little bit more. And if you do that, what it will do is it will create a savings for you to purchase a home later on. So after you're done with their rental program, about 5 years, what you can do is you can get up to $50,000 for a down payment on the home. So that's big. That's big for our teachers, okay? $50,000 for a down payment, I said. So just opting to pay just a little bit more in the rent can help you get that down payment. All right, so that is Bentonville, Arkansas. Also in Austin, Texas, they have an independent school district repurposing some property for 674 affordable units as well. All right, it is expected to open in 2028, guys. So other states are in talks about doing these same things for our teachers, and those states are also California and Colorado. So look out for that, but that's big. Arkansas and Austin, Texas. All right, moving on to Denver, Colorado. We have affordable housing project plans to pair families with units, apartment units, and on-site childcare, guys. Denver, Colorado, so be looking out for that. The income requirements will vary. It's going to range from anywhere from $31,650 to $84,400. So construction is set to start late 2027. So look for this in Denver, guys. On-site childcare. Can't beat that. All right, moving on to Hawaii, Olena. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. They got some startup capital for affordable housing. All right. Also, Honolulu, the Hawaiian Council has brought a 12-unit building set for affordable housing. All right, so affordable housing there for 20 low-income, 12-unit building, actually. So it will have, I think it was 3 stories, if I am correct on that. So Hawaii and Olena, and Honolulu. I know 2 people have asked me about Hawaii. All right, moving on to Albuquerque, New Mexico, guys. This is 20 new low-income affordable housing units that's under construction right now, guys. It will be called the cottages. It is for those making 50% of the area median income. So Albuquerque, New Mexico. I had somebody else had mentioned only one person for New Mexico, but hopefully they are in Albuquerque. They can look for that. So all low income basically that we're talking about today, a little bit of some of the moderate and middle class as well. All right. Workforce housing, guys, in Traverse City, Michigan is supposed to transfer hands. When they transfer hands, that means someone else has it. It is city property that is transferring hands for affordable housing and some dedication to commit to permanent supportive housing for our homeless people. All right. So for the homeless people, and workforce housing. We talked before about what workforce housing is. That is usually for our hospital workers, our first responders, our police, our military, our veterans, our teachers, right? Nurses, think of that. It will be at 314 East 8th Street. It is waiting on the city vote, all right? So Traverse City, Michigan. Moving on to Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is big, guys. They released $47 million for 6,000 affordable units by 2028. Get that. By 2028, 6,000 units there in Tulsa. Tulsa's doing big things. Also, look through my playlist, my affordable housing playlist. Tulsa, I believe we talked about they will pay you $10,000, up to $10,000 to move there. I believe I talked about that. So look through that for places that will pay you to move there. All right, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has 1,100 affordable homes, especially housing for our seniors and our veterans, guys. They have funds for housing, for building new housing to get you access to housing, also for home repairs. They just got a load of money, and also for new construction over there. So they said they needed that really bad, big time. So when and where is not mentioned yet, but I'll be on the lookout for that. So Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Also, North Alabama has 120 apartment units that will break ground this year, 2026, guys. I believe this is in the Huntsville area. It will be at the Grove at South Jefferson, and this will be part of the workforce. It will be under the workforce tax housing credit. So another workforce housing. They will have good amenities, though, I'll tell you that. They will have a pet park, picnic areas, swimming pool, and also a playground, a fitness center, a clubhouse. So yeah. All right, North Alabama. All right, so we talked about Huntsville area. We're moving on to Madison, Wisconsin. They're going to help people to be home owners. All right, so for home buyers, a nonprofit is buying land to then sell to low income and first time home buyers. All right, so the housing will sell for about $200,000, and that's big. Why? Because the going rates in Madison, Wisconsin for a house is about $430,000, guys. So to be able to get a price point of $200,000 and somebody that's going to help you become a first-time home buyer for a low-income family, that's big. All right, so look back for that, and I will let you know more about that in Madison, Wisconsin. All right, Reclaim Chicago project. They're doing big things over there as well. They're going to help home buyers qualify for $100,000 in down payment assistance. All right, for new homes that is costing $315,000. I might want to sign myself up for that. All right, let's do the math. Did you just hear what I said? That's big. So Chicago is going to help people qualify for $100,000 in down payment assistance. All right, you're going to get a house for $315,000. Also, you're going to get additional support from the state. Some state funds, guys, of $50,000. You do the math. So that's like getting a house for half off. And then you're going to jump right into it and then have equity. That sounds like that makes financial sense to me. All right. Where it will be at, because some people might be like, oh, well, we're talking about Chicago. We are talking about Chicago. All right. So it gets good. But the 5,000 block of South Aberdeen Road. All right. It's 5,000 block. I don't know where that is, but I think I hear that may be the South Side. So let me just tell you a quick little story. My father, he's a teacher. My stepmom, teacher. They're all educators, and so they also in the city where they live, a bigger city, and some of the areas like they're doing in most of our cities. So maybe downtown or somewhere where it has been once. A good place maybe had turned bad, so they just kind of want to revive the neighborhood or whatever. So they were giving out some grants for teachers and all of that, where I think $60,000 to build a brand new house for the teachers or something over there because it will be an upcoming neighborhood. So you have to be, of course, careful all the time before you lay your roots down somewhere. But also on the flip side, sometimes you have to get into things because they are going to be up and coming. But anyways, I'll say, I would take it. That's almost 50% off, as I said before. Where you want to contact, though, is the Resurrection Project. All right? The Resurrection Project in Chicago. That's big. Big ups to you over there. Moving on to the Bronx, guys. New York, we talk about in New York a lot because New York are doing big things with trying to tackle the affordable housing crisis here. The affordable housing crisis is what they say. But you got to March 12th, guys. March 12th, 2026. You got a few days to go over to New York Connect. I'll tell you what it is. It's a housing lottery. They'll have studios priced at $910, one bedrooms for $1,400, and three bedrooms for $1,600. All right, so new things, what I hear, new builds over there. So I don't know where you can get that at a lot of times in New York, but it will be at 784 Cortlandt Avenue and Melrose, guy. The income ranges will vary from $0 to $140,000 there. So it's just going to depend on the units and whatever they have as far as the family size over there, but it will go by the area median income. So it is just going to vary. So another place I would suggest, if I was looking, that's another place that I would consider. All right. So to get some low affordable rent. So the Bronx, New York, and then we talked about that home ownership in Chicago. All right. Moving on, guys, to Elkhart, Indiana. They have 42 units coming soon on Sterling Avenue next to Sterling Park. All right. Get this. This will be a rent to own motto for qualified families earning less than 80% of the area median income. All right. Rent to own motto. So a lot of places these days are helping you to get strong ownership, right? To get your foot down, not be able to just move somewhere for a little while, like what's happening with our Section 8, where you have 2-year time limits that's trying to be enforced. These places that I'm giving you here on Sunday, a lot of places are trying to help you get your place and then to be able to stay long term. All right. So Elkhart, Indiana, guys, I'll let you know as those go up, but that's big, a rent to own model. So you have something for you and your family. Also go through my affordable housing playlist because Indiana is in my playlist for one of those places that will help you, that will pay you to actually move there. All right. Indiana is big for a lot of their cities, probably about 12 or 15 of their cities that will actually pay you to move there. All right. Florida, guys, Florida's Hometown Heroes program is making it happen for their first responders, for their teachers, for their healthcare workers, for the military, and for the veterans, for home ownership and down payment assistance. All right. So check out Florida Hometown Heroes program. Let your veterans and your military families know over there. Henderson County, North Carolina at Apple Ridge Complex. It is to be completed December 2027, guys. This will be for low income families only. All right, it is called the Apple Ridge Complex. So that is pretty soon. What is that, next year? They say the end of next year, but affordable housing. Raleigh, North Carolina, guys, set to expand new units at Heritage Park. All right, so look for Heritage Park in Raleigh, North Carolina. So guys, if I look back over the cities here, that is across, it's across everywhere. So we did East Coast, West Coast, South, North. We have 21 cities here on my list for this Sunday. So what I ask you to do is I ask you to pass it around, okay? I ask you to share this video, let people know what is out here, to go back through my affordable housing playlist and find out the new things that are out here, the new housing, because there is affordable housing still here in America, all right? Even though we don't think so, there is some, all right? Also, guys, go to my website, arickstraw.legalshieldassociate.com. I'll link it in the description. You want to get some legal plans. You want to have some legal help to help navigate through these systems that we are in, and also to get yourselves a will, get your parents a will. A lot of people do not have a will. Get whoever that you know that needs a will to get them a will, all right? So go to my website there, then come back on Sundays and Mondays here. Tomorrow we will talk about what's new out there with Section 8. All right, so I don't have a time. I just jump on here. So, but I am consistent on being Sundays and Mondays with our affordable housing. All right, so I love you. Be well and be safe. And thank you for tuning in. All right.